So my name is Professor Kamel Hawwash. I'm the independent candidate for Birmingham Saliouk.
Kamel, before I ask you about your candidacy and what you expect the results to be, tell us what you make of the exit poll. I'm sure you've seen it.
It's stunning that we move from an 80 majority that the Conservatives had to a majority of, it seems, of over 300. I don't think that's healthy for the country. People may think, oh, we'll have a stable government, but that gives Labour, if this is correct, the license to do whatever it wants, and it really will not be representation of the people. It'll be the Labour Party deciding what to do.
And obviously in that exit poll there's an unprecedented number of other /independent candidates who seem to be getting seats. What do you think that means for the independent candidates here and yourself? What
I heard was that out of the 19, and I'm trying to clarify this, 18 would be from Northern Ireland, so it doesn't leave many. And if that's the case, it would be a real shame that out of the 150 or so independents who stood, that none of them have been elected. I think it would be very bad for democracy if the only people who are elected belong to parties, especially to the two main parties. But I've also seen this predicted rise in the vote for reform, and if they get over 10 MPs, I think that should worry us all, because the country will be moving to the right in a way that is based on divisiveness, because that's the campaign that Nigel Farage ran. So looking at that exit poll, I do think it's worrying. Labour will be cock-a-hoop if it is correct, but I think for the country, I have real concerns about what that means for our democracy.
And obviously here in Birmingham, how do you think you will do, and how do you think the other independents to do? And even if you will come second or third, do you think that's still relevant?
Well, first of all, we certainly in Saliouk we had a fantastic, positive, community-led campaign. The team that I had was from all parts of from Saliouk, but representing Birmingham, which is a fantastic multicultural city. So I was delighted with the way that the campaign ran, and I'd be, disappointed for them if I don't win, not just for myself and for the Saliouk area actually, because it'll mean that they won't have the representation that I promised them that they would get. It's very difficult to predict. We've seen the move from the Conservatives to reform potentially. Knocking on the door, what people wanted was, we don't want the Tories back, so we're going to vote Labour because we think they'll get them out. But then you say to them, do you know who the Labour candidate is? Oh, no. When you tell them it's someone who was parachuted in, literally as a colonel from the army has been parachuted in, no connection to Birmingham, no awareness of the issues the country faces, because he was a military man operating in Afghanistan and other areas. But then I learned that the former MP Steve McCabe was recorded on a video in which he was smearing me directly by saying that I am somehow connected and supporter of Hamas, instead of concentrating on selling Labour policies. So I thought, and I still think, that they were rattled because my campaign was going well, but because of the reform performance, we don't know how the Conservatives' vote will be divided, and there are a lot of Labour people who kept saying to us, I'm not going to bother voting. So it's difficult to call. What I do know is that instead of smearing others, my campaign has been positive, and my team has been unbelievably together, and they've offered the skills that made it possible to do this in 4 weeks. But what I've also learned, or it was confirmed to me, was that having a party machinery behind you is very different to being an independent and being asked to run a winning campaign in 4 weeks. But I couldn't have asked any more from my team.
Kamel Hawwash, thank you very much.
Thank you.